Unit 345, number 9, about the baseball. A baseball is thrown from the top of a building and falls to the ground below. Its path is approximated by the relationship h equals negative 5t squared plus 5t plus 30, and h is the height above the ground in meters and t is the time elapsed in seconds. First question, how tall is the building? Since the ball is released from the building, then we put in t equals 0 in here, and if we do that, this term goes to 0 and this term goes to 0, so the height will be 30. When will the ball hit the ground? We need to find the x-intercepts for that. To find the x-intercepts, we'll factor this. So first I'm going to common factor out of 5 and see what happens. Common factored out of negative 5, I left with x squared minus x minus 6. And now I'm going to factor this. I need two numbers that add to give me negative 1 and multiply to give me negative 6. The numbers are negative 3 and positive 2, and that will expand to give me x squared minus x minus 6. So now we'll set this equal to 0 to get the zeros. When I set those equal to 0, I get x minus 3 equals 0, gives me x equals 3, and x plus 2 equals 0, gives me x equals minus 2. Because we're talking about time, this does not apply. Therefore, the ball hit the ground at x equals 3 seconds. The next question asks, when will it reach the maximum height? The maximum height occurs at the vertex. The vertex occurs on the axis of symmetry, and the axis of symmetry is halfway between x equals 3 and x equals negative 2. Halfway between x equals negative 2 and x equals 3 is x equals 0.5, so the maximum occurs at 0.5 seconds. The max height occurs at 0.5 seconds, and now we need to figure out how high above the building is the ball when it's at its max height. So we're going to take x equals 0.5 and put it into the original formula. Therefore, the height at 0.5 seconds will be 31.25 meters. So the maximum height is 31.25 meters. The question asks how high above the building that will be. So it'll be 31.25 subtract 30. Therefore, it'll be 1.25 meters above the building. I have included the graph to verify all of our results that we did algebraically. So you can see the x-intercepts are negative 2 and 3. The axis of symmetry is at 0.5. There it is there. And then I just put in 0.5 to get 31.25 for the height. I didn't actually identify that on the parabola. But this is the graphical representation of the equation we just did.